Do you have an early favorite for a dark horse candidate at the 2025 AFCON?
Burkina Faso and Mali are perennial dark horses. They've been dark horses for 20 years and they never actually win it. But,
For 50 years. Yeah. They always got at least
because
one good game in them at the tournament.
when you look at it though, they've made the semifinals three times in the last decade or so of the AFCON. So 2013 they made the final, they lost to Nigeria. 2017 they also made the semifinal, and then that 2021 tournament as well also made the semifinal. So like they're one of those where it's like make or break. They either will make a good run to the semis or they'll crash out in the round of 16 in the group stages. But I do like, they have a lot of young talent. I've been watching some of their under 20s play, and they're giving them chances. Lassina Traore, their striker, is former, I think, Shakhtar and Ajax. He's finally healthy and scoring goals. Edmund Tapsoba, nominated for African Player of the Year with Bayer Leverkusen, has been incredible as well. He's only 25. I always thought he was like 30 or 28 or 29. So Burkina is one of them. Mali, go look on Wikipedia and go look at the midfield talent they have. It's unending supply of midfield talent of number 6 or number 8 destroyers. So they're always perennial dark horses. But other than that, I think the Gambia, if they can qualify, and it's not at all sure that they're going to qualify because they're in Group A with Comoros, Tunisia, and Madagascar. That's a very tough group, and it's any of them can qualify going into this November window. So that's something you're going to have to keep an eye on. If they can qualify, they have this Northern Irish coach named Johnny McKinstry, very intelligent, young, well-spoken guy, and the way he has them playing football, they're playing really good attacking football. Whereas the Gambia had decent success under Tom Saintfiet, the current Mali coach, the Belgian coach, playing more defensively and hitting teams on the counter. He's trying to flip it, and with players like Yankuba Minte, I thought he was a decent player at Feyenoord. I didn't think he was going to be this good. Watching him with the Gambia, he's going to be in that conversation for African Player of the Year within the next 5 years for sure, for sure, for sure. But they also have players like Adama Bojang, this really wild and lanky striker that's just a mess to try and kind of defend against. Veterans like Omar Kohli, Abli Jallo, Musa Barrow, all of this young talent. I really think they could do something if they can get through this hurdle of qualifying. But it's not at all sure that they'll qualify.
My dark horse pick was actually Angola. I think these guys are a
Yeah,
really good national team.
yeah,
Dude, I was
yeah.
looking at the stats, 4 wins from 4 in AFCON qualifying, including beating Ghana 1-0 in extra time. Since 2023, how many losses do you think Angola has?
It can't be one. I'm gonna say, hold on. I'm gonna say three.
4. They've lost to Morocco 1-0,
Nigeria.
Ghana 1-0, Nigeria 1-0, and they got
Yeah,
killed by Iran 4-0.
just heavyweights in Iran.
Crazy. And I remember watching the last AFCON. I didn't know much about him. Was super impressed then. God, the football they played was so fun to watch. They've kind of become my little I'm giving support from across the ocean to Angola. I really think that the team has something good. I was looking into their manager before we sat down and recorded this episode. I like exactly what you said, experience with the youth team coming up. I think Angola could be a pain in the butt for somebody come
Yeah,
2025.
definitely agree. We're supposed to be African football experts, but none of us really foresaw them doing that well at the AFCON. And I think it's at times the Portuguese speaking nations on our continent and Spanish speaking ones, they get really underrated because the vast majority of us speak English, French, or Arabic. And so, like, your Mozambiques, they've been doing pretty well recently as well. And then even like Equatorial Guinea, they just get lost in all of it simply because I think of a language thing. Angola, hats off to them, and I think they're going to continue to do well, as you mentioned, as long as they don't get a group that's too difficult.